Hey guys, thanks for watching. Welcome to my channel Saumya's Bookstation. On this channel, I spread all the book love that I can. So if you like my videos, please like and share them and subscribe to my channel. And please do not forget to press the bell icon so that every time I post a video, you get notified. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the books that I read in the month of April. So far in 2018, I have read 35 books, which is half of my target of 70 books. So I'm pretty happy that I'm halfway through my target. It gives me a lot of optimism. In the month of April, I read 9 books and I'm going to talk about them. So let's get into the video. The first book is 3 Things About Elsie by Joanna Cannon. So this is a story about an 84-year-old lady named Florence who lives in an elderly home and she falls down in her flat and she's waiting to be rescued, and while she's waiting to be rescued, she's thinking about the events from her past and she's thinking whether a terrible secret about her is going to come to light or not. Her friend Elsie accompanies her all the time and Florence shares everything about her life with Elsie. Now there is a member in the elderly home that Florence recognizes as a man who died 60 years ago. Now she's 100% sure that he's the same man who's supposed to be dead. So Florence is obviously upon an adventure to unmask the identity of this stranger who claims to be somebody else, and on her escapades she has her best friend Elsie with her. So this is a book about how your past never really leaves you, no matter how old you grow and how much you want to shake it off, it stays with you. This story has been narrated from Florence's perspective for the most part, but sometimes it is narrated by a third person also. For me, this book was spooky, it was suspenseful, it was kind of sad, and also I enjoyed reading this book on the whole. One thing that I really liked about this book was that I never got bored, and for me it was a very interesting read. The next book is Miss Layla, Armed and Dangerous by Manu Joseph. So this book is based on the Ishrat Jahan murder case. I knew that there was a case like that, but I wasn't aware of the details. This book made me Google about that case. When I picked this book up, I wasn't able to put it down. I had heard a lot of good things about it and I'm really happy that this book did not let me down. It is basically a political satire and it has taken a dig at the social system in our country. A lot of times this book presents some really troubling ideas, but if you think about those ideas, they make sense in a twisted way and that troubles your mind even further. This book makes you consider things that you were not even thinking about before. I really enjoyed reading this book, to be honest, even though the subject of this book is very serious. There is an air of suspense that hangs through the entire book. I think in my case it was mostly because I was not aware of the facts of the case. The next book is When I Hit You, or A Portrait of the Writer as a Young Wife by Meena Kandasamy. So this is a story of an abusive marriage. A young writer gets married to a college professor and it turns out that he is a very jealous and a very possessive man. He practically takes over her life and he beats her up from time to time. She basically lives in his fear. She is an independent girl and he does everything to kill her independent spirit. This is a book that makes you feel very, very strongly. This is a book that makes you angry, it makes you sad, it disturbs you a lot because all the details of the abusive marriage have been told very, very explicitly. After I finished this book, I found out that this book is actually inspired from Meena Kandasamy's own life. That knowledge made this book even more impactful for me. Overall, this is a very disturbing and a depressing book as you read through it, but you still cling to this book, hoping that this girl is going to fight back and she is going to do something, she's going to break free, and that's what keeps you hooked to this book. This book has also made it to the shortlist of Women's Prize for Fiction for 2018, and a lot of people are ready to bet on it that this is the book that is going to win this award. The next book is Love, Ecology, Romantic Poems in Ecological Conscience by Veer Singh. So I've reviewed this book on my channel as well as my blog. I'll leave the link to both the reviews in the description box. So this is a book that contains a collection of poems where the author or the poet has complimented his beloved by comparing her beauty to the beauty of the nature. In each and every poem, you get the subtle message that we should preserve the nature. So this book is basically both romantic and also it has pushed forward the fact that one should preserve nature, one should take care of one's environment. I appreciate the effort of the author to nudge people to take care of the environment, but at the same time I'm not sure if this book is going to be liked by a lot of people because it seems somewhat educational at times. If you want to know more about this book, you can check out my reviews. The next book is Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. So in this book, a man named Gregor Samsa wakes up to find out that he has been transformed into a bug. How that happened has not been explained. So what follows in this book is a story of a man who struggles because of his transformation. His family is horrified. So the themes that this book has are of alienation and entrapment. I felt that this book is a work of genius and everybody should pick this book up. I really love this book and it made me really sad. The next book is An Immigrant's Guide to Integration, What to Expect When Moving to Australia by Gaurav Wadekar. So this is a non-fiction and self-help book, and it has, as the title suggests, given tips to the people who are thinking about moving and settling down in Australia and how to go about it. This book has talked about whether you should think about migrating at all, and if you have decided, then how to plan, and then how to settle down, how to tackle the challenges of migration and how to overcome them. The language in this book is really simple and it does have a lot of information. I have reviewed this book on my channel as well as my blog. I'll leave the link to both the reviews in the description if you would like to know more about this book. The next book is A Man Called Ove by Frederick Backman. So this is a story about a 59-year-old man named Ove who's really grumpy. As you read this story, you realize that there is more to Ove than his crankiness. He's actually a really kind man. And as you progress through the story, as you find out about Ove's life, his story makes you really emotional and you feel more and more connected to his character. And this is a book that is so heartwarming. It makes you laugh, it makes you cry. Overall, this is such an adorable story. It's like if you're feeling sad, you should pick this book up and it'll bring a smile to your face. The next book is 11 Ways to Love. This book has 11 essays by 11 different people and it has foreword by Gulzar. This book is non-fiction. So 11 different people have penned down their experiences with the emotion of love as they go on living their lives. This book contains an essay on transgender romance. There is an essay on single life. There is an essay on long distance relationship, one on caste, and so on. So there are these 11 different and refreshing essays. The intent behind this book is that there is no love that is right or wrong. Love is love and it doesn't matter if it fits in your conventional ideas or if it is unconventional according to you. It is an emotion that is going to stay and everybody has the right to love in their own way. And this is a book that makes you really happy because it kind of promotes the freedom of spirit, the freedom of this emotion. It is not bound by any shackle. One person's love is not superior to any other person's love. That is what this book tries to convey and it has done so really beautifully. I was so delighted to read this book. I was so happy to read it and I feel that this is a really important book. The next book is The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. So this is a story about a girl named Liesel who loves to read, and as you turn the pages of this book you get introduced to a lovely cast of characters that make a permanent place in your heart. This is such a wonderful story. It makes you sad from time to time, but for me I shed tears towards the end. I cried a lot. I was thinking maybe I won't cry, but I did, and how. So the story is taking place in Nazi Germany during Hitler's time, and obviously because of that you get to read about the propaganda that he and his party used to push forward during that time about treating Jews in a way that was inhuman to say the least. And the glimpses of that atmosphere are there in this book from time to time, but mostly it's a book about the people who did not really believe in what Hitler believed, people who did not think that Jews are any inferior, people who were human beings. It's a beautiful story and it's a tragic story. That was it for my wrap-up video. Let me know in the comment section that how many books you read in the month of April and how many books have you read so far in 2018. I would love to hear from you guys. If you have read any of these books, let me know in the comment section your own views about them. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you want to connect with me on my social media, then the links are in the description box. I'll be back with my next video super soon. Bye!